Hello, what's good, people? It's your boy Fadlan, aka NinjaTea. I'm here with.
Hey, what's happening here? It's Zeshan here. Great to be here. It's gonna be a great show, and you're gonna have a lot of value bringing yourselves from all around the world, from myself and Ninja.
Wait, did you just call yourself Zeshan?
Yeah, Zeshan, same thing.
Is it? All right, I was about to say, have I been mispronouncing your name for like two and a
No, no,
half
no, no,
years?
you haven't. Let's get
Let-
the show. Let's get the show
Let's
started.
get the show started. Yeah, welcome to another episode of Technically Speaking. It is currently 8:46 p.m. UK time, 18th of April 2023. Technically Speaking is a weekly show by Blockchain Sensei where we break down the markets, hosted between myself, Zeshan, Keishan Rig, Mr. Spectacular, occasionally Storm, who's head of NFTs, Michael Harding, and Dominica occasionally as well. Okay, so quick disclaimer, terms and conditions. All content is for education, information, and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy, sell, hold any assets, nor place any trades. Please always do your own research. Our content is intended and should only be used for informational use only. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investments, which should be based on your own individual circumstances. Always take independent professional advice from a professional advisor or independently research and verify all and any information you may find in our show that you wish to rely upon, whether you wish to make an investment decision or otherwise. All investments come with what, broski? I'll let him eat. Risk! Please, please always do your own research. Yeah, we've only recently broken our fast, so we are not, neither myself nor Zishan nor anybody at the Blockchain Sensei team as of 18th of April 2023 are not our financial advisors, and we do not intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors. However, we are working in collaboration with several accredited advisors. If you're unable to mitigate your risk, please contact us immediately so we can refer you to an accredited financial advisor. Okay, so let's check the charts, check the charts, check the charts. So, what's going on? I said this last time, or did I say this last time? Anyway, let me say it. Before, the first thing I always used to check was the VT, which is the Vanguard Total World Stock Index, which is a representative of all the money in the stock market. However, these days, the VT is the second thing I look at, and the first thing I look at is this little thing here called the SIXRE. If you Google this, you'll find not a lot of information about it because not many people know about this. But this is an index which tracks real estate holdings in, I believe, the top 500 companies in the US. Don't completely quote me on that, but it basically is basically the best thing I've found to track global real estate holdings. Real estate being a $300 trillion market, which is three times bigger than the stock market. And when real estate's going up, so does the stock market. So I don't have a conclusion yet with regards to all these percentages. This is just something new that I've explored. I've never seen anyone do this before, but because I'm a maths guy, I'm trying to see if there is correlation between percentage drawdowns and percentage upside, but I have not yet come across, well, I've not done enough, I've not created enough data sets to come up with any kind of correlation yet. So ignore this whole 18%, 24%, 18%. I don't, it doesn't mean anything besides me collecting data for now. So according to some macro by none other than our CEO, Mr. Harding, and his Twitter is one Mr. Harding, he predicts a real estate crash. Let's see if I can find what he tweeted. I've not been into property, but as soon as this crash happens, property developers and Airbnb are going to slay on commercial real estate. Okay, where did he say it?
I have heard a lot of talk about commercial real estate being like the next big bubble to pop.
Yeah. Well, commercial real estate is, I'm assuming it's much bigger than residential real estate. I don't have the stats. But
I'm assuming it is as well, just because there's a lot more buildings out there, a lot more offices, and since COVID, some of that office space has been unused, and due to inflation, and then the leaseholders of these buildings struggling to pay landlords, and then because of interest rates rising, landlords struggling to pay off their mortgage. Then all of these banks have all of these commercial real estate on their books, which they don't want. So they're going to sell this commercial real estate at fire sale prices, causing a real estate crash.
okay. Well, where there's a real estate crash, there is also a stocks crash. When there's a stocks crash, there's a crypto crash. That's how, historically speaking, things have gone. Now, right now, we're in unprecedented times because a lot of countries now are denouncing moving away from the dollar, which is happening a lot quicker than we would expect to happen. So, if everything in the macro plays out with regards to commercial real estate bleeding, we could see this index draw down by 13%. She was recently at this high at the start of the year. So from recent high to, I mean, if this happens, that's a huge drawdown. But we did draw down recently in March, so we'll see. But again, this is not global real estate. This is real estate holdings, and I believe the S&P 500. But again, just like we showed in the last episode of Technically Speaking, between me and Zeshan, between the VT and this index, they do move historically together, which is why, if everything plays out in the macro, I can expect the drawdown, maybe even, oh, could we bleed down to these levels? Very interested. That would be crazy if we go back to kind of like COVID crashes. As we can see in COVID, this index, which isn't global real estate, but is a good representative of, and stock market follows, did a 40% drawdown in from the 24th of February all the way to the 19th of March. That was literally less than 1 month. Huge crash. So we'll see. Then let's have a look at the VT. Again, I'm trying to find correlations between percentage upside and percentage drawdown, but I've not yet come across any solid conclusion. I believe right now, because earnings season is not very far away, and I don't predict that earnings are going to be very good in the stock market. I'm just going to say it now. We've touched this resistance quite a few times. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4th time. I don't believe earnings seasons are going to be good for this quarter for a lot of the stock market. And with that prediction, if earnings are good, then by some kind of magic, we should break out of this resistance and start seeing new key levels in the VT, which would be, what would I say? The next resistance level would be around here at 98. But the more likely scenario is that earnings are going to be bad, in which case the most likely scenario is the stock market is going to take a dump. Then let's have a look at S&P 500. S&P 500 has, just like the global stock market, touched the resistance 1, 2, 3, 4 times. One spoke to the resistance 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So the American economy is still outperforming the global market. Let me just double confirm that, which is what we expect. So from recent low to recent high, 20% bounce. From recent low to recent high, got around the same 20%. I'm obsessed with percentages. That's my shit when it comes to TA. All-time high to recent 15% down. S&P 500 all-time high to recent 13%. Okay, it's not really outperforming the global stock market by much. Earnings reports again coming out soon. I expect the S&P 500 to draw down to, if not around 3786, if earnings are really bad, 3618 or below. Let's have a look at the FTSE real quick. Let's have a look at the amazing UK economy. I don't predict that UK earnings will be any good. So, as we've literally just broke pre-coronavirus lows, which shows the amazing state of the UK economy, I think we're going back down. Let's have a look at DXY. Actually, I'll leave DX. Okay, so the strength of the US dollar is literally back at pre-coronavirus times. Are we going up or down? Zeshan, you're the Forex guy. What's your opinion on the American dollar right now?
I believe we'll have one final push up before we finally dump. I've got a couple of articles I want to go through. Are you finished from your side?
Okay. Not yet. Let me just go over some quick ones. Let's have a look at gold. I read some fake news recently, and it said gold had reached all-time highs, but that is not true, according to this chart. What's gold doing? What's gold doing? What would I say gold is doing right now? I think gold has a good chance to break all-time highs. I think gold, yeah, it's quite. This is quite an interesting. This is quite interesting. I think because, okay, if earnings reports are bad and the stock market dumps, and we continue to get this kind of not bullish, bearish news of the American dollar, gold has a good chance of being at historical all-time highs. Gold has historically been a safe haven. Now, what I find quite interesting about gold is, even though when you measure gold in US dollars, it might not be seen as the greatest investment ever in the past 10 years, because obviously we're in a huge gold dump for years. I read recently that if you read gold in different currencies, especially failing currencies, the chart looks much different. Have you ever heard about that, Zeshan?
I've not looked into
Yeah.
that.
So, like, imagine like currencies that are falling compared to the dollar. It
So
would be way
why don't
more.
we
It
compare
would
it to
be.
the Turkish lira?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Do you know what the ticker is for Turkish lira?
Uh, you it should just be lira.
Like that.
The first one, yeah.
You know what? That's why I love doing these videos because I read it when I was out and about and I didn't actually test it. But it made sense in my head. Let's see. You guys gonna see
Yeah.
live if I'm
Uh,
wrong or not?
that's correct. I'm looking at the chart right
Yes!
now.
Oh my God! That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, bro, this is like a revelation. This is why the world loves gold. In fact, let me bring it back home. Indonesian rupee. That's where I'm from. Indonesia is the fourth most populous country in the world. China, India, America, then Indonesia. And I definitely know our currency is fucked. By my language. It's Ramadan. Astaghfirullah. Okay, so man, this is a revelation right now. Yes! This is why Indonesians love gold. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Like nobody's talking about this. I literally saw it on like a YouTube comment. And somebody was saying how I can't remember what country they were from. They said they bought gold in like they said I don't know why everyone's slating gold. I bought gold in the pandemic times
It's the
and
same
then
for the British pound as well. Gold.
what gold versus GBP.
Yeah.
What have you just looked at it?
I'm looking at it right now. GBP
How's it not working?
or
Where
gold
is it?
British pound. Type in
Is
British
it?
pound.
Is that it?
No, it's gold British pound, not GBP. There we go, the first one.
No way. If this looks so much different to the American chart, I'll be. Oh my God. Why is no one talking about this? We've literally just discovered something. Steppy, clip this up. Clip this up, Steppy. Oh wow. Now it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense if you're not American. Like if you're American, you might be thinking, oh, my dollar's not really going up. But if you're in Turkey, you're winning. If you're in Indonesia, I've literally figured out why my family love gold so much. You know, one sec. I shouldn't. But ignore this. Ignore this. What if we looked at Bitcoin, but in versus Indonesian rupee? In fact, what if we looked at BTC versus what is it? Lira. BTC versus Lira. How much does the chart look different? No, this is so interesting. Okay, let's just compare it to this. Let's compare the shape. Okay, so March 2020, that's kind of different, you know. That we just compare it to what's that? April to Nah, look how different it looks, bro. Look at this, right? This is the April 2021 high of Bitcoin. That's the April 2021 high. Look how in US dollars, yeah, the April 2021 high and the November 2021 high are like a tiny bit different. Yeah, they're like what?
So,
7%, or if I do that more accurately, it'd probably be less. Yeah, 7%. Well, let's just call it 7%, right? Between the April 2021 and the November 2021 high. Wait, if we look at it in lira, oh my god!
The reason why is because the Turkish lira is falling, the value is falling at a much faster pace than the US dollar.
Yeah, yeah. So if you was in Turkey with Bitcoin and use like a really good Bitcoin trader, you'd be laughing. Because to my Turkish crypto people, man. But yeah, let me pass it over to you because we do need to go to the mosque soon.
Yeah, one moment. There is one thing I want to go over. Just make me co-host perfect. So I'm gonna go over one crypto project that apparently has been in a it has not been had no bear market. It's always been in a bull market. So this is Trust Wallet, TWT. Now from when it launched back in January of 2021, it's always made higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It's not actually flipped bearish yet. So in the middle of a bear market, still going up. And that is currently up nearly 700%, this project. And to all-time highs, this is a 100% move. This is not financial advice, but if I was you, I'd consider looking into Trust Wallet. That's Trust Wallet done. Oops, there we go.
Can you say something
Yeah.
about Trust Wallet as well?
Yeah, so I was going over Trust Wallet. So it's never actually had flipped bearish. Has always been in a bullish mode. As you can see,
That is
it's
very interesting.
higher
Do
high,
you know,
higher low, higher high, higher low,
you
higher
know what's
high.
interesting about Trust Wallet as well, which I feel like has helped keep their user base? They are extremely responsive on social media. To this day, Blockchain Sensei Twitter gets notifications about a Trust Wallet reply they did in summer 2022.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like we
And
still
from
get engagement from a tweet we did. Um,
yeah, and from its all-time high, it's a 100% move. So that's Trust
mm,
Wallet done. Then I'm gonna go over. Let's go over this first. So I found this. I saw this earlier on in the week. So hedge funds bet on further gains for the US dollar. So hedge funds, they're betting on that the dollar still has a further bit more to rise before it dumps. That's what I found interesting. And then, as I mentioned earlier, with the whole thing in commercial real estate, did you see this Blackstone recently? They closed their $30 billion real estate fund. Just so happened
no,
in the perfect
I didn't see that.
yeah, they're going to be buying up everything on the cheap. That's that done. Now back in now with regards to the US dollar and interest rates, on the 23rd of March, they increased interest rates to 5%. Compared that to the UK, currently at 4.25%. Now let's look at inflation figures. So the last 1 year with this is the US American inflation. So at its peak in June 2022, 9.06%. So as you can see, it is kind of working. Inflation is starting to come down for the for USA. Let's look at Great British Pound. Yeah, so as you can see, month last 5 years. Let me just change that from 2020 to current. So at its peak, it was 9.6%. This is in October 2022. And it is starting to come down. February's inflation figures came in at 9.2%. That is that done. Now I will be going over some chart work. We'll start off with the US dollar, and then we'll maybe touch on BTC.
Thank you very much.
Cute. So we'll go on the 4-hour chart. So since its all-time high back in March, it's been making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low. What I expect, just from a technical point, I expect it to break this low. However, if the US dollar breaks 102.797, then considering the whole macro landscape, then I expect it to continue to have one last leg up before it finally dumps. That's a US dollar. Let's just touch on let's have a look at gold. So gold is on the daily chart, it's making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So I expect it to break this and make another high. If it fails to break that, then and it breaks this protected low of 1981, then it's bearish. Then we're gonna go over oil. Let's look on the weekly. So oil is also in a bullish mode. So it's made a higher high there, higher low, higher high, higher low. This last down move was the demand before the break of structure at the top. Now, let's look at it on the daily. So as we can see here, it's made a lower low there, lower high, lower low, higher high on the daily. Let's look at it on the 4-hour. 4-hour, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now let's look at BTC to finish things off. Crypto BTC. So this is the weekly supply. What I mean by supply is what institutions have driven price up before they've broken the structure. So if you're an institution, if you want to bring price down, then you've got to bring price up, and opposite is true as well. Now on the daily, it's made a higher high, lower low, higher high. 4-hour here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. If it fails to break 31,000, if it breaks 31,000, then we're continuing bullish. If it fails to break it, then I expect it to drop down to the levels of between 22,000 to 19,000. Or
That'd be nice.
yeah,
I've got cash on the side ready to buy Bitcoin.
yeah. I mean,
You know what's crazy? Like Bitcoin's been going up, but the altcoin market hasn't been going crazy.
yeah, if you were an institution and you bought in down here, then it makes sense for you to sort of take your profits, 58.7% return, and drop it back down before you go back up. So that was crypto. And I think that is everything from me. Back over to you, Ninja.
Okay. To be honest, I think we should just keep this technically speaking short and sweet. I don't know about you, but I feel like I've just seen a whole new revelation live on this recording where I've seen gold for the first time in my life in Indonesian rupiah and Turkish lira, which then makes I think that's just opened a whole new rabbit hole of looking at charts in different currencies. So that's my life ruined. I'm joking. But yeah, I think it's very interesting, unprecedented times right now. Oh, let me just call it here. let me just call it here on technically speaking. I'm gonna end with my current favorite stock pick. So I'm only buying stock right now. The reason why is because I don't know about you, Zishan, but I found I found it much better for my long-term portfolio if I have an asset goal. What I mean by asset goal is I have a specific you tell me real quick if you've ever thought about this, right? Like, have you ever thought I want to get to 5 Tesla stock. I want to get to 500 Polkadot. Or do you never think of it like that?
I've heard you mention that
That
before.
before? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, without telling you guys how much PayPal stock I'm trying to get, I have a numerical number of PayPal stock that I want to get, and I believe PayPal stock has now bottomed out. In the sense that, I mean, it could go back down to like 65, but I believe PayPal stock has bottomed out. This is one of the greatest companies in the world in the sense that it's literally a payment processor, right? And PayPal stock is 4x from all-time high. Now, it's not financial advice, but I expect PayPal stock to go to all-time high and beyond. Not anytime soon, but within the next few years. And I have never owned PayPal stock outside of having exposure to it in the Nasdaq. But I'm working on closing deals right now with the intention of deploying on PayPal stock. I'm very, very comfortable having a large amount of my I don't want to say net worth, I'm gonna say stock portfolio in PayPal. I'm so confident that I wanna average into PayPal and let's just say I want it in my top 5 holdings. So this is Ninja stock pick, not financial advice, but this is my stock pick for the next at least 4 to 6 weeks, unless I magically get crazy like a crazy deal tomorrow, and then I get to my stock what do you call it target numerical stock target. Am I trying to get 10? Am I trying to get 50? Who knows? But I have a numerical number that I'm trying to get to. And I have found, personally speaking, by having a numerical number of assets and a goal to get to, especially when the assets are low, that has helped me stack a portfolio that I'm proud of. So this is my stock pick. Take a look at PayPal. And PayPal is what I'm betting a lot of my stock portfolio on between now and the next bear market. Because it makes so much sense. Okay, that's everything from me. Is everything from you, Zishan?
over and out.
Over and out. Thank you for tuning in. If you're for everyone who this applies to, because I'm sure some people will appreciate this. Eid Mubarak, because Eid is literally in like 3 days. Um, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you soon.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.